Here we go. Right back again like I left something. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is B.A. What's happening? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's enjoying their New Year's so far. As far as figs, it's looking real bright. It's looking real bright. But today, we're here to talk about what happened back in 2017. So in 2017, Hasbro Marvel Legends produced for us, you, me, all of us, 8 Build-A-Figures. That's right, 8. And the last one came right after Christmas, I believe, right around the 26th, 27th, 28th of December of 2017. It was the Okoye Build-A-Figure from the Black Panther wave. I got that wave. I got 4 of those figures, I believe, on December the 28th or something like that. Don't give me the line. It was something like that. It was before the year. Anyway, I got a hold of that wave in 2017. Therefore, she's going to pop on my 2000 best Build-A-Figures of 2017 ranked in order. Because that's exactly what this is. This is 1 through 8 ranked in numerical order from the ones that I least like to my very favorite. All right? So sit back. I hope you enjoy what I bring you on today. Ride on back like rocking chairs. You want to ride with Plastic Addict? Let's get this thing on the road. And we are. All right, coming in at number 8, we have Mantis. Now, to complete this Build-A-Figure, you had to collect 6 figures from this wave: Rocket, Gamora, Nebula, Star-Lord, Adam Warlock, and X-Nilo. Now, Death Heads 2 was a bonus. You didn't need him, but he was a part of the wave, just like something similar to Deadpool coming in that old X-Men wave, how he didn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. Well, that was the same situation we had with Death Head 2. So you didn't absolutely need that figure to complete this wave, but this is the figure that you get when you build Mantis. You get Mantis. Me personally, I don't think it's worth $120 to build this Build-A-Figure. I mean, let's be real, Hasbro. You could have put this figure in a box, single carded, and have let's say Ego, Ego's final form, or I would even have been satisfied with Taserface. But to see Mantis as the Build-A-Figure was a letdown for me. I know a lot of other collectors share the same feeling. It was pretty much unanimous across the board from what I'm hearing from other collectors and enthusiasts. So that's why she's falling in at number 8, Mantis. All right, coming in at number 7 is none other than Titus. Now, this was a Build-A-Figure that I was extremely excited for. Not because I knew a whole lot about his character, but because look at it. It's a Siberian tiger with a freaking 4 cannons. Like, what? Who wouldn't want this? Are you kidding me? So, and then he had the metallic arm that's attached to his cannon. I mean, when I seen the production shots, I was amped. So, with that being said, you have to collect 6 figures to build old Titus. Drax, Yondu, Vance Astro, Angela, Kid Nova, and yeah, you see it popped up on the screen because my memory forgot his name. But you need to collect those figures, and the bonus figure for this was Star-Lord. Wow. I'm glad they put Star-Lord as a bonus figure, because you don't need him to complete this Build-A-Figure. That was a good thing they did. But you know me, being the addict that I am, I got him anyway. Not knowing that he was going to show up 2 more times in other waves and 2-packs. So there you go. But at the same time, like I said to Rewind, I was looking forward to this Build-A-Figure. And guess what? It was a disappointment. It was a letdown. His articulation is just subpar at best. I mean, it's nothing to be hooping and hollering about. The sculpt, I can't complain too much on the sculpt. The face is nice. I do like what they did with the sculpt. I mean, I'm not trashing him, but at the same time, I'm just not impressed with the overall articulation of him. So that's why he landed on my number 7 spot, Titus. All right, here we go. Coming in at number 6 is Okoye from that Black Panther wave. But this is her wave, but we still call it Black Panther's wave because it's from the movie. She had to land at number 6. Not because she's a bad figure, but because, again, same thing with Mantis. Love me some Okoye, but we could have really, I mean, let's be honest, we could have really just used her as a single carded fig in a wave and not the actual Build-A-Figure. Actually, that would have been a smarter choice for Hasbro to do. That way we can build the guard. She is the leader and the absolute point woman in this case. I'm not going to say point man, but that point woman in his guard line. So by her being put in a single carded with the rest of the wave would have did a lot of us some justice if we wanted to build his team, his guards. So it's one of those things where I love posing this figure. I think she articulates great, actually, even though she doesn't have you know, double jointed elbows, or she doesn't have a true ab crunch, but she is a joy to pose. If you haven't built her, if you build her, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now she comes with just her spear. That dagger is actually Nakia's dagger. So, but I put it with her. So that's what you're getting with this Build-A-Figure here. But again, like I said, number 6, Okoye. All right, I had to put Warlock at number 5. This Build-A-Figure is actually it's pretty decent Build-A-Figure. It's very different. I love the wash, the gold and black wash that they got going on with Warlock. I mean, it's a pretty interesting, and it stands out on your shelf. It's a pretty interesting Build-A-Figure because of how it stands out. And for such a tall, lanky Build-A-Figure, he articulates very nice, great ankle rockers for, like I said, a tall Build-A-Figure. Looking at the base of his ankles, you wouldn't think his ankles could articulate the way it do, but it articulates very nice. Same thing with the waist, the crunch forward, crunch back is nice. He can get above 90. It's just a nice Build-A-Figure, and the detail, the attention to detail that they put in his teeth and eyes and just his whole head, and then the hair in the back. I mean, this is something else. I mean, Hasbro really did a great job, but at the same time, why he's actually not higher on my ranking is because of the wires. You got to really get those wires in good, and I had to cinch them in there really good. It's like if you're trying to move this Build-A-Figure into a different position and you have the wires attached in the back, they'll pop right out. They're not going to stay in there. I didn't kind of like that. Maybe they needed to make the wires a little bit longer, just maybe about a good 3 to 4 maybe centimeters, 3 to 4, maybe 5 centimeters longer, and we would have had a decent wire rope in the back that'll stay in there. But with all that said, I still like to build a figure. He still is pretty decent, but he's got to fall at number 5 on my list. Warlock. Oh, and also to complete this build a figure, you need to collect also 6 figures. So it's going to be Colossus, it's going to be Shatterstar, Dazzler, Polaris, Cyclops, probably one of the fan favorites out the wave, and Sunfire. And Wolverine was the extra figure. Old Man Logan, I should say, was the extra figure in this wave. You didn't need to collect him, but who wasn't going to get Old Man Logan? I mean, that's one of those figures that you're just going to have to get, just like Deadpool was when he came in that Juggernaut wave. You had to get him. Matter of fact, he wasn't as hard to find, not terribly hard to find as Deadpool, but still you needed him. As a collector and as a fan of Marvel, you needed an Old Man Logan. But number 5, Warlock. All right, here we go. We have Man-Thing coming in at number 4. Now this one right here was probably the most difficult for me to put him where I needed to put him, because I was flipping back and forth from Warlock to Man-Thing, Man-Thing to Warlock, and what ultimately won me over with Man-Thing was another original mold from Hasbro. Maybe if you ask me tomorrow, what do you think about Man-Thing and Warlock, I probably will switch them because I go back and forth. But as far as for right now, I'm gonna stick with Man-Thing being number 4 because of his original mold and all the details and sculpting that went into producing a dope fig like this, from the toenails and from the way he just looks like the forest. It's just so comic book accurate to what Man-Thing should look like. To tell you the truth, I didn't know a whole great deal about Man-Thing. I knew that he resembled Swamp Thing, one of my favorite DC characters, but I had to do some research and back history on Man-Thing. Again, he's not a favorite character of mine, but I do appreciate the sculpt work, and I wish they could have put a little bit more detail. I'm sorry, not detail, but articulation right here at this joint right here. But I understand why, because of the bicep. When you got characters like this with such big protruding muscles, biceps, delts, lats, you know what I mean? It's just like you're not going to get too much out of articulation wise. At least you don't expect it. But I was happy with it. The Marvel Knights wave was an okay wave at best. To complete this build-a-figure, you needed to collect 6 figures as well. It didn't come with an extra carded figure or an extra fig without a build-a-figure piece. It just came with Netflix Daredevil, Netflix Punisher, Netflix Elektra, Netflix Jessica Jones, comic book Blade, and comic book Bullseye. So I appreciated Hasbro putting this wave together, but at the same time, it would have been nice to get Kingpin as the build-a-figure. Now that would have changed this list drastically. But instead we got Man-Thing. It seemed out of place to me, but this is what they rolled with. It's a hit or miss with Hasbro. But again, coming in at number 4 is Man-Thing. All right, so coming in at number 3 is no other than Marvel's Vulture, movie Vulture, that is. Now this figure, you will build a wings. This is what they're calling it. The builder. It's called a builder figure, but you had to build the wings. In order to do so, you had to collect 7 figures. You had to collect movie Spider-Man, homemade suit Spider-Man, Marvel's, there it is on coming up right there, because memory is shot. You also collect Cosmic Spidey, Tombstone, Beetle, and Vulture himself. Now, Vulture himself came also in the wave with just the back piece right here. That's what the wings attached to. So it came with just that back piece in the card with Vulture. So that's a total of 7. What can I say about this? They did an awesome job. Seriously awesome with sculpting in his jacket, straight Air Force style with the fur around the collar, the eyes green, and it seeps through that shield at the right tone, that face shield that he has for his eyes. I mean, just an awesome figure, and the wings pretty decent. You got the turbines that actually turn and rotate in the back. I mean, that's good stuff right there. That really is good stuff. I appreciated that. I mean, so movie accurate. This was another movie wave that I appreciated. I know a lot of collectors, some collectors are flip-flop and go back and forth. Some just want to collect comic book characters. Some really love movie characters. I love both. I love to collect the movie characters because the movie is what's turning on new fans of these comic book characters. And I'm all for new fans. I'm not one of those old comic book guys that are like, you don't know nothing about this. I like when new fans come in and they're interested and they have questions. I mean, I think it's great. But we're talking about the Builder figure. I'm rambling. This is a great Builder figure. I wish it would have came with just an accessory like a cannon or something. I understand they couldn't give us a Michael Keaton face sculpt because of rights or what have you like that. But still, they did an absolute fabulous job in building these wings and sculpting this character. I mean, to the talons on his feet, supposed to be the metal talons on his feet. Sorry, let me back this up so you can see. They also did a great job with that. It's just an awesome fig. Now, the only drawback, one of the drawbacks of this figure is, you gotta have him on a stand to get something dynamic out of him, or you gotta hang him. Either one. You know, you can pose him. He's able to pose feet flat on the ground, but you're not going to get too many poses up out of it because of his wings that are back heavy. That's the only drawback with this Builder wing figure. But at the same time, I think he's deserving of a number 3. I was happy to have him, happy to take pictures of him and have him in my collection. Again, number 3, movie Vulture. All right, here we are. Coming in at number 2 is Sandman. Wow, what a great one. To build this Builder figure, you had to collect 7 characters in the wave. Green Goblin 2000, Spider-Man 2099, Britain Spidey, Miss Marvel, Black Suit Spidey, Jackal, and Shocker. And that's a lot of figures to collect, but guess what? Oh, so worth it. This was definitely one of my favorites. That's why he's so far in this countdown. Sandman Builder figure, yes, he is a retool of Absorbing Man, but at the same time, what they did with this figure was absolutely awesome. They gave us plenty of options. He comes with another head sculpt. He comes with another sand effect and another fisted sand hand. So with this many options, it's hard not for me to put him at a top 3 spot. That's why he landed at my top 2 spot. Sandman. All right, coming in at number 1. You guessed it. If I was at number 3 or number 2, you guessed right. It is Gladiator Hawk. Now I gotta be truthful and I gotta be honest. I did not really rush to complete this wave. You know, it wasn't do or die. It wasn't dire. I took my time with it, but after it was complete, after it was said and done, the boxes just stayed somewhere in my collection room, and I never opened them up. But some of the single carded figures to do comparison with other reviews, but never put Gladiator Hawk together. I probably had the whole wave in my possession for about ballpark 3 weeks and never put Gladiator Hawk together. But when I did put him together, I fell in love with this one. This guy is absolutely outstanding. The way he articulates for such a big opposing figure blew me away. The weapons, my joints were tight. I have no problem with this big supposed to be wannabe metal, look like an engine. I had no problem with his joints holding that up. It didn't weep down on me like I seen on some other figures, or sorry, some other collectors said his shoulder sockets was weak and he couldn't hold it up. It's great to me. I love this figure. I do. That's why he has to be at number 1. This is probably one of my favorite Hawks in my collection, and I only have 2. But at the same time, he's the best. He's one of the best. If you can't agree with that, then I don't know. We just don't see eye to eye on this one. To complete this Gladiator Hawk, you're going to need to collect a total of 6 figures. Thor, movie Thor, that's helmeted, that comes with a helmet. Loki with also the removable helmet. Hela, you're going to need Jane Foster, Unworthy Thor, and Ares. This here, I can't say enough about this Hulk. I mean, you get 2 weapons. You get a helmet that you can also apply and put on his head. I mean, that a removable helmet is dope. Without question, it's dope. This armor here, you have the option of taking it off or keeping it on. The paint is done extremely well. It's just dope. I love the way they sculpt everything. It was very nice. It's very movie accurate. The sandals, even if you wanted those to come off, you could take them off. They're glued. They're very slightly glued together at the bottom of his foot, but with very little, too much work. You could take those off, put it under some hot water, get like a little razor, and just go ahead and slice the bottom. But why would you want to? I mean, unless you're trying to mod this guy up for something. He looks great with his sandals on. He looks great with his gear on. He looks great with his shoulder piece off. I mean, it's just a great and dope fig. But that is my top 8 from ranking from 8 to number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you understand my point of view. I know everyone's going to have a different point of view. If you can please leave your top number 1 Build-A-Figure of 2017 in the comments, I'll be glad to hear it and hear what you think. Or if you have the time to list them from 1 through 8 like I did, go ahead and do that as well. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love, your likes, your subscribes. It's all appreciated. I love you all. Until next time, like I always say, be careful with be patient with your hunts, be patient with yourself, and if you're patient enough, even an egg will and can grow legs. It's been your boy, Plastic Addict. Collect what you love what you collect. I'll see you next time. Plastic Addict.